And we are back. We just went and speed ran everything that we did before the crash. May have done some extra fucking saves just in case. But not ever to worry. Anyway, who am I after? Derelict. No, this one. I'm looking for a Patter Rich. Oh, Patter, found you. Come here.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I have a letter from Blackstone
I
Irregulars.
knew this time would come. I should have listened to my sister. Sure, sign the paper, she said. You'll enjoy some coin now, but they'll be back. I guess I'll see you on the front lines.
Is he voiced by the guy who voiced Cullen? Because I recognise the voice, I just can't place it. It could have been Alistair's voice. I've been known very much to get those voices confused. I've got someone in Redcliffe and Denerim's alienage. Fucking hell. Denerim, Frostbite Mountains, Blight. That's the main quest. Kokari Wilds. That's to go Redcliffe. Travel the Soldier's Pass, where a troubled merchant awaits a deal. Oh, that's Shale. We'll get Shale. So I am good to leave Lothering. Kind of. Damn, in war victory and peace vigilance and death sacrifices. Dates back to here now as well, that's cool.
Don't suppose you're looking to buy something?
Probably
All right.
should have
Just
known that.
don't buy everything up.
Yeah. Liliana. Uh, 105, 116, 105, 90. Okay, so we'll get her these. She has boots, doesn't she? Yeah. She does need a helmet, I think. No, she's got one. I can get her this. She can use it. It's not light armor. I can count it. And yeah, I'll pick up some stuff for Win. And that'll do. Okay. What happens if I open that chest in front of him? Nothing. Oh, it just has some quartz in it anyway. Okay. Oh, I've got to go open all those chests out there, don't I?
They say your mother is Flemeth, a witch of the Kokari Wilds.
They also say that washing your feet in winter makes you catch cold in the head, but we all know that is not true. But sometimes they are right. And they are right in this.
You know the stories about...
Of course. You think my mother would let me go without telling me all the stories of her youth?
My mother told me stories too. She was the one who kindled my love of the old tales and legends.
My mother's stories curdled my blood and haunted my dreams. No little girl wants to hear about the wilder men her mother took to her bed, using them till they were spent, then killing them. No little girl wants to be told that this is also expected of her once she comes of age.
I see.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Fuck it, what's in the rubble?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Barney? No, it's a fucking sword. There was only one chest, wasn't there? That's around here. pick this up whilst we're here. Nope. Fine, there we go.
As you like.
Goddamn right. Do I want to exchange? Do I want to put Sten in the? Nah. I'll go with Golden Trio for now. Oh man, I'm gonna have to. Right, so Dragon Age Origins is my favourite of the three main games, right? Why do I say that? It's my favourite of them all. Actually, I'm not finished here. I want to see what happened to those bandits. Origins is my favourite game, pretty much of all time, as well as the series. The issue with it is I do not like one of the companions that practically everybody else does. I do not like Zevran. To the extent that I typically do not keep him alive. But I will keep him alive. Because that's what actually happens in most of the canons that BioWare do. Are they gone now? No, they're still here. Motherfucker! You were meant to be gone. I thought the Templar was coming after you. What happens if I look in this crate? Yeah! Fuck it out, alright. Talk about unison. Oh shit, I didn't change the difficulty. Can I change the difficulty back? I can. That was how I sped through after the crash. Don't judge me. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Fucking hell. This is a waste of time! Alright. It's not back yet. Oh shit. Bollocks. Okay. I fucked that up. I can be good at this game, I swear.
Here comes trouble!
We surrender. We're just trying to get by before the dog spawn get us all. Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize. Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts. Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way. Well, then let me go! Bless you! The Darkspawn can have this place.
I know you can do more, but...
Of course.
But what's the point, you know? Anyway, what's in this one? Just some more same.
It will be done.
Oh, is that the one who's like, that means even if you're not a refugee, you still gotta pay? Like Henrik or something is his name, isn't it? Oh well. The fuck is that?
Leave us be. There's nothing we can do for you, and apparently not. Thank you.
Bless you, I knew.
Damn straight another elf with hell. Right. I think we're good to go. I know I missed that chest, oh well. Yeah, nothing for Lothering. the Blight. I can do this, I can do this. This is the Dwarven. This is the Elves. This is the Magi. So Lothering, what's this one? You have arrived at Lothering and may rest and resupply here. Oh, okay, past the village lies the Imperial Highway, the road that runs to Ferelden. The highway will take you to the various places you need to go. Redcliffe, Basilian Forest, or Bacillian, I forget how it's pronounced. Circle of Magi's Tower at the city of Orzammar. Oh, there's a there's an order in which you should do them that gives you the best outcome. I forget what it is.
Someone help us!
I'm here for you, babes. First, if I can freeze him if possible. Okay, Murloc's gone. Deal with. Yes. Yep, Alistair's holding fine. I've just realised why this isn't going as well as it previously was. Because I used to have two close ranges and two long range. Now it's 3 against 1.
Oh, this should be good.
Now, do you talk to them immediately?
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much
How you
obliged.
doing, my boys? I've missed you for a whole game. Whole game. Where were you? He left me some notes in the Fade in a DLC. Where were you? Where were you? I needed a trustworthy merchant.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Enchantment?
Hello.
Road's
What
been
the
mighty
fuck?
dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
Wait, am I forgetting? Wait, I thought Sandal only ever said enchantment. Or did he start saying enchantment after what happened in Dragon Age 2 when you go down to the deep roads? It's a bit complicated.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offence, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune, though.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Don't worry, they'll be back. They say that and then
It
you
will
meet
be
them
done.
along the road.
Hello. Hello.
We'll be off as soon as this mess is cleaned up. Thank you kindly for
Blood Mage.
Very well.
all
A
your
sealed
assistance.
letter. Demonic Ichor. And heavy chainmail. Blackstone letter of inscription. Malefica and regret. I won't go back. Let the pot of dread find me. But you, Mele, should not live this life. It would please me if you'd find a life in the Circle Tower. I left a few things there, mostly stolen from the enchanters. Which is in the study area. Ooh. I am not going to remember that at all.
Very well.
Give me a sec. I'm just going to quickly Google the order in which you should do this best. To Dragon Age Origins. There we are. Nope. Wait, circle first? Wow, why do they do it that way? Mage Tower done first, as the encounters aren't difficult. You get a new character. Oh, I guess you get win early then. And get several permanent boosts. After that, by virtue of difficulty, you should do Redcliffe, then the Urn, Verkillion, and then Orzammar. Mage Tower, Redcliffe, Verkillion, Haven. Oh, Urn of Sacred Ashes, Orzammar, and Denerim. Orzammar and Denerim have supplied up current Mage Tower first. Mages, Redcliffe, Haven. Okay, so I normally do the dwarves last. I think that has something to do with Ogren though. It's weird to doing the mages first, considering I normally do Redcliffe first, and you would assume... I'll let the dream play out. Now, we've all seen this before. You would assume you do Redcliffe first, because one of your origins... No, the Kuzland origin isn't Redcliffe. Because the first quest you get that's set after the prologue. No. That's set after Orzammar. Fucking Ostagar is to return Lockbox to Redcliffe. But I'll let this play out this way. More like drank.
Drank more like, as in the tainted blood, remember? You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
Exactly.
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too. Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Are they here? I think they're here. Yeah, they're here. Oh shit, what are you? Oh, I forget he does this, yeah.
Oh, why you little...
You harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
I love the way he says that. Snapped at me, look. Well, he's a war dog.
Don't you think I don't know it? Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Good boy.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound Warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone. It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Oh, seriously, there's so much character lost in 2 and 3. They're still great games, but so much is
Look at what your
lost.
fool dog placed in my pack.
Oh, it's a wet sock, isn't it, or something?
A putrid, half-eaten hare
Oh,
is not something a woman wants to find in her
oh, it's
unmentionables.
in her underwear. Okay, doesn't mean you have to go without. It's the thought that counts. Could be stinkier than what normally goes into them. Yeah, yeah. I think he thinks you need more meat on your bones. Why doesn't he share his food with me?
You are welcome to this if you really want it. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again. I just did.
Bitch.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
Oh, you definitely become best friends when we get married.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
See, that's why you two gonna get along. I know. That's gonna be my wife. And the mother. I forget his name. What's the kid's name? I forget the kid's name. Connor? No, that's the kid in Redcliffe. I forget Morrigan's son's name. Not Daniel, is it? Kieran. I think it's Kieran. Could be wrong. Any more with you? Yeah. Yeah, back and forth.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Anything else? Okay. I don't think he had an interaction with Leliana yet. Alright, have your fun. I'm just gonna quickly save. Let's talk to Leliana first.
Yes? Well, here I am. Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose. When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools. What can I say to them? What they believe is what the chantry says, and the chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
No, you haven't.
Yes? Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in the ring? I hate the way that's phrased.
What is meant by someone like me?
French. They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, do they?
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed. I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
She doesn't want to talk about Marjolaine. I think it's
Yes?
Marjolaine.
Well, here I am.
Is that all I want to talk about?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
What about Orlais?
Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite
Aveline.
tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais.
If I remember correctly, the story of Aveline, before Liliana tells it, she's a knight who joins a tourney wearing a helmet because women can't compete. She wins, removes the helmet, and is then banished. Was she banished or was she just booed? I can't remember. Let's go.
A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield the sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot.
Cool. Cool.
Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. They bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the grand tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the grand tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered. Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the grand melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat.
Oh shit.
The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Aveline's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Orlais so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Aveline and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Aveline the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
Okay, let's just move on. Oh man. Right, I need to go cook something for a very split second, so I'm just gonna... Oh, no, I can't be asked. I'll cook it later. Let's talk to Alistair.
What do you need?
Your booty, but I'm playing as a guy, so you won't give me that booty. Where Duncan?
Ask away. What do you need?
Have we done this discussion yet?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything.
Look at
I'm
this dude.
sorry. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
Yeah.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life, springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Sweet. Then
Why are we stopping? There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
yep.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight. I am. I have always fought in war, Elf. My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
Yeah.
We do now.
Yeah, but where did you come from before? Do you mention, is it Koseth? But they don't really do that. They don't really talk about it. Or was that just Iron Bull? Or was that just the writers using Iron Bull to explain why they never mention anything else and they don't really want to talk about anything else? Where did you come from before?
Somewhere else. No.
No.
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty. Many humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding. Couldn't you tell? As you wish.
Okay, and I'm not going to talk to them yet. I'm going to go talk to them more again.
Yes? If you must.
Yeah, everything comes to the chantry.
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
Hey, what can I say, Morag? I'm just an inquisitive man. Maybe even a seeker might ask me to run an inquisition, but, you know, you and me, hiding.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more. I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom. Sometimes, eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
So Maleficarum is blood mage, and apostates is just any mage not within a circle, isn't it? So all Maleficarum are apostates, not all apostates are Maleficarum.
You do not know? The Zealots use that word for any magic they do not control. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates.
Okay.
And apostates could become Maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true, still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Meanwhile, what? We'll fight you to the end.
I will note that we only ever defended ourselves. But if they wish to come for us, certainly. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Damn, I messed that up. It's almost like I can just... do that, you know? Where are we?
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed. Yes? At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
It's kind of cool, to be honest.
Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds. She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
I'll get you that mirror again.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
You don't need to live that way any longer. I feel sorry for you. They made you stronger, didn't they? Those are harsh lessons to teach a child.
Do I not? I am still an apostate mage, even if I have left the wilds. The Darkspawn are yet undefeated. No,
That's
there is
very
much
fair.
that remains.
Very fair.
To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality. Yes?
Can we go to this?
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
See, the problem with this angle that they in this game, the romancing, is Morrigan isn't. See, it's just that interested. How am I interested already? I'm not even 10 hours in. If I do a save, not even 10 hours in. So it does it a bit quick, and that's only one gift as well. Oh, is he giving me the Warden's Keep DLC? I forget.
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the Coins? Levy the Trader? Oh, yes, for years. Considered him a friend, I did. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the
this
Wardens.
is the Warden's Keep.
And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on, his pledge fulfilled. My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arland banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Well, what happened next?
Hard to say. After King Arland died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
I saw my video go up to 2 views. I was like, shit! And then I realised I've clicked on it twice myself. I'm alone. Oh well. Surprised you kept your name. So what favour did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honour.
I've never heard of Soldier's Peak. Couldn't you just go there?
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arland's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honour.
Okay.
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Why didn't Duncan?
A thousand blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Yeah, sorry. I got a notification from Twitter and people are complaining about the gameplay they just showed for Veilgaurd, the high-level warrior. Not the actual gameplay itself, but the fact that they said, because I agree with this, they were like, oh, we've edited it for no spoilers, and then the first thing you see is Gillinan and her archdemon. Just like, what? That never comes up in the gameplay. You could have just said you're at Weishaupt and you're fighting Darkspawn. We knew we were going to Weishaupt anyway, so...
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely
Oh, well.
rescuer. Bodon Feddick, at your service once again.
Thank you.
I saw your camp and thought to myself, What safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes? Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a
do
bit
I
of a
get
hand with
Liliana's-
enchantments. Oh,
Do
yes.
I get the Liliana's Sacred
Sadly,
Ashes mod
it
from
also
you?
makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago. I can see why you might be suspicious, being a Grey Warden and all. Were I in your shoes, I would feel the same way. Trust me when I say that my encountering you here was serendipity and nothing more. I travel a lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt. Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Yeah, I think.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Right, so his whole saying enchantment must have come after Dragon Age 2, after the Act 1. Wait, hang on. Explain something to me. Nope, already explained. Dragon Age 2's prologue, where you meet up with your Uncle Gambler and he's like, hey, I've spent all the money, you need to go into someone's debt and work off the debt. That's a year, isn't it? It then takes place a year later, and this game, the Blight, is less than a year long. I think it's 6 to 8 months. Or 9 months. Anyway. What's your story?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there too, merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose. Our kingdoms once spanned the length of Thados, from majestic Orzammar to Kalsharok
Thados.
to glittering Darmalin, far to the west.
Thados.
They say the gold and silver veins ran so
The
thick through the stone
Dragon
of Darmalin
Age
that the entire
setting.
city sparkled. The Darkspawn took it all, of course. One by one, the old tides fell, and then all that was left was Orzammar.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how I ended up here, weren't we? One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold. The noble woman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Okay.
Yes, here I
What about Sandal?
Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you? Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again. That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments.
So he
He
has
might
a
have even been
wife.
lyrium-addled. I never thought of
Denerim.
that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes.
Do we meet her?
He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
There it is.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Enchantment. Really
Thank the Maker we didn't lose Tyrn Loghain at Ostagar. He pulled his troops out just in time, so it said. Without him, we'd be lost. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Let me see what you
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
What's this? Cannot equip on this character. 6 attack and 6 armor. Cannot equip item on this character. Oh, it's a it's a collar. Okay. Sylvan's Mercy. Magic. In that case, I think we're good for now. Oh,
hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
I'll be real. When I first played this game and he said a savant, I thought that was some made-up fantasy word. It's like, oh, savant, that's something to learn about the lore. And then I googled the word savant about many years later.
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Enchantment!
Journeyman, yeah. Let's do that. Cool, and then we come up here, go to Alistair, and we give him Oathkeeper, do we not? Shit, why is it doing like nowhere near as much damage? Oh my god, he's not even using... there we are. Oh, but look at that. It doesn't have much armor penetration. Nah, we'll keep him on this. There is a mod that lets me upgrade the tiers of the weapons, of the armor. He's not got boots. You can have some leather boots, have that. Yeah, there's a mod that then adds to here some storage and stuff. So yeah, the other thing was you used to be able to have a chest that gave you the warden armor. It was so difficult to get it to actually work. Yeah, we're good for here now. In fact, I should be making my way now to the circle. Am I not? So I'm going to call it here. We're going to make our way to the circle in the next video. I don't really have anything to say, so I'll just say goodbye.